Literally, the cell just formed. That's why I'm saying sudden thunderstorm, because it attained a very dark red core. There. Just heard thunder. Yep. Literally formed like 5 minutes ago. Just boom. Just blew up out of nowhere. Just blew up. And it's kind of sliding by. There's the rain shaft over there. Oh, trust me, there's gonna be a shit ton of lightning from this. There's already thunder up there, so. And this storm literally just formed like that. It's already starting to rain, so we're like right on the edge of this cell. I mean, it blew up, like it just blew. I was looking at the radar from Newark. I mean, from Mount Holly. I was even using the maximum tilt, so very high angle of the highest angle, like not even regular reflectivity, but the highest reflectivity. So it's like that, and yeah. So it's tops are about 35,000 feet with this. I'm gonna check the radar again, but probably it's gonna be a big thunder. Well, the core of it is okay. So the core of it is right about there. There's the rain shaft. There's another core over there. Another one. And there's some more stuff heading in, but that stuff mostly decayed. I didn't get anything. I mean, Queens got nothing. I mean, yesterday. I wasn't here, so I got nothing yesterday, too. Yeah, those are cumulus flocus clouds. If you go to the Key West page, usually you get broken cumulus clouds along thunderstorms leading edges. This is a thunderstorm. It basically pulsed and has collapsed. There hasn't been any lightning like reaching. There's only been some thunder up there, and a little bit of a gust front coming through. About 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. Got another little tower over there. This is how these storms are basically forming. They're basically blowing up and then like collapsing. So there's still lightning coming out of this. Yeah, we kind of got like sideswiped by that cell, but there's a couple more coming in from the west. They're kind of like collapsing and pulsing, collapsing and pulsing. But considering how humid and warm it's outside right now, I wouldn't be all too surprised if a really intense one comes right over. Probably going to go to the south, though, but... yeah, so the cell itself is like here. Right off me, but the downpour is over there, but it's in its collapsing stage already, so it's like we kind of did have a bit of a downpour. Looks like there's some white stuff on the truck. It looks like it had some hail, but now that's just some like stuff. See, it's not hail, it's just some dirt. I don't know where it came from though. But we had some big fat drops that came down about 5 minutes ago. I mean, 10, like right before I started filming. That was from the first part, which went that way. And then the second cell formed, which is that one over there, and just collapsed. It basically formed and collapsed again. I mean, the rain shaft is still visible. I mean, you could see it right there. There's a good solid rain shaft over there. But the cloud itself is already collapsing. So it's basically raining itself out right now. It's in its decaying stage. I mean, it literally formed and collapsed in only a few minutes. There's still a couple cells to my west, and I'm still under a severe thunderstorm watch. And yeah, the air really feels unstable and humid. There actually was a pretty intense line of storms coming in from north central Pennsylvania. I mean, that line is still coming my way, but it's much weaker. And the first line that was coming in from New Jersey, I had a feeling it was going to collapse. I mean, I might not entirely be right because while it's cloudy, there's a lot of instability. I mean, look how dark the clouds are over there. That's another storm waiting to happen. That's another I mean, there's a lot of convection today. The air is very convective. It's very unstable. I mean, I'm still hearing thunder, so there's still a lot of turbulence going up there. So there's still some instability, even though the storm is collapsing. Even though there might no longer be updrafts connected to the surface, you still have turbulence from the initial updraft. So the main cell is basically here, like down there. It's actually over there. And that's the secondary one. That's basically the main line that I thought wasn't going to make it. I mean, there were a couple of really strong cells coming my way here. Actually attained a hail core, but wouldn't you know, it collapsed. Only reason it doesn't feel oppressively hot is because of the cloud cover. But yeah, New York City, even though there was some morning rain, though I didn't see it because I took Amtrak to Poughkeepsie, I saw a good downpour there. Wasn't really a thunderstorm where I was. Like, it didn't produce lightning right over my location, but there was some a couple miles to my west. And I'm going to check a look at the radar right now. Have a feeling that some of these showers might just reform themselves because there's a lot of instability right now. So I just checked the radar, and it looks like that the storm itself, it's collapsing. So it looks like I got missed. I know this sucks, but yeah, I'm getting missed right now. I just literally got like sideswiped by this cell here, and the one that was coming my way just basically disintegrated and is going to my south. But there's some severe storms that are coming in from this west southwest heading towards the east northeast, but those two are going to stay to my south. So we might get a couple showers. I mean, we might get another blow up of convection. I mean, I don't know, but the sun has already gone down. You see those clouds are like, they're not holding themselves together because the sun has gone behind all of this, basically anvils. The decaying storms have basically gunked up the sky with a bunch of clouds. So I'm about to do a live stream in my apartment. I'm gonna go back in now and do a live stream, and I'm gonna do a forecast now on Douglas, Tropical Depression 8/Hannah. It's literally right on the verge, and Tropical Storm Gonzalo. I mean, it looked like that Gonzalo could become a major hurricane. It could, but not now. It's probably gonna, I don't even know if it's gonna become a hurricane before it reaches the Gulf. It's ingesting too much dry air. Basically, the Saharan air layer caught up with Gonzalo. I mean, in the eastern and the western Caribbean, there's literally no Saharan air layer dust. There's almost none. But in the eastern Caribbean, there is. So in the western Caribbean, it's almost no dust. So if Gonzalo was in eastern Caribbean, it would have blown up like into a major hurricane. But right now, Gonzalo is on the southern edge of a pretty vast Saharan air layer field. So it's ingesting some dry air. despite some pretty impressive convection around its center of circulation, it is ingesting quite a bit of dry air, which will likely prevent its intensification. I mean, it is fighting pretty vigorously. It's definitely trying to hold its act together. But what will be the determinant will be whether Gonzalo can overcome the dry air or whether it will continue to hinder its development and cause it to maintain, tropical storm status all the way through. Because keep in mind, this year the Saharan air layer has been record strong. So if the Saharan air layer continues to go along with Gonzalo into the Gulf, you might get a weakening storm. Even though you might not have a lot of shear, the dust alone is making development very unfavorable. Just the dust alone could cause Gonzalo, instead of becoming a major hurricane, be a weak tropical storm or even weaken back to a depression. Shear is not the only thing that shear is not the only thing that weakens a storm. Sorry, I just got bit by a mosquito. Shear is not the only thing that weakens a storm. Sorry for the repetition there. It is also weakened by dry air. Combination of dry air and shear is usually like the coup de grace for the storm. It's gonna die. But if it's just dry air alone could also be a coup de grace. Could also be basically the final blow. Even if you don't have any shear, even if you have zero shear, tons of dry air, it's not going to develop. I mean, you need a warm environment. Like, you could have very warm water temperatures, no shear. You could have, high pressure loft, allowing for good outflow, but you have dry air, you're not going to get enough thunderstorm development. I mean, you might still have a system, but it's going to be weak. You might have, instead of having a hurricane, you might have a tropical storm, maybe a moderate tropical storm, maybe 50 to 70 mile an hour winds. Like Gonzalo right now is at 60. It was supposed to become a hurricane by now, but the thing is, the southern edge of the Saharan air layer caught up with it. I've been looking at the Saharan air layer at the charts, and